I've only got 2 more orders in at CGC from the books that I submitted from the Baltimore Comic-Con. Well, we got one of those 2 back. That leaves us 1 still at CGC. But let's open up this box and find out what I got graded and how I did. Welcome back, comic book fans. It's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and today I've got another CGC unboxing right here. We've got 2 books in here. These were books that I took to the Baltimore Comic-Con. I actually cracked these out. They already had signatures on them. I was not happy with their grades. I cleaned and pressed them again, and then I took them to the Baltimore Comic-Con to add another creator there, and then I paid for the verification for the signatures that were already on there. So we're going to open up this box. We're going to find out what books that I got back. I know what they are, but you don't yet. And we'll see how I did and see if I got a grade bump or if I made a mistake by cracking them out. So let's just get right into it. No hesitation today. I've got the knife right here. We've got the box. Let's go ahead and open this up, and if it gets noisy, I'll fast forward through part of this. All right, I've got the box open up here. You can see inside. Let me make sure I turn these over so I don't see the grades. But let's go ahead and open it up. And again, I'll fast forward if this gets a little noisy. All right. So first up was a book that is very popular. It is a key first appearance. It is Batman number 609, part of the Jim Lee run on Batman here. It was the Hush storyline. This is the first appearance of Tommy Elliott Hush. And I had taken this to the Comic-Con in Baltimore, I think at least it was either 2 or 3 years ago at this point. Got Jim Lee to sign this, and I thought it was a great copy, but got that 9.4. I was not really happy with that, and I really couldn't see the defects on there. So I ended up knowing that this year Jim Lee was back. That was irrelevant, but the fact was the writer Jeff Loeb was going to be in Baltimore, and I decided let's take an opportunity to add Jeff Loeb to this. I'll crack this open, give it another clean and press, see if I can improve it in any way, because at the time I had no notes on that 9.4, so I don't know what really is the issue. But we went ahead and I paid for I paid for the verification on the Jim Lee, and I'm not sure, I might have paid for the verification. I have to see what I did. I'm not really sure what I did, whether I had a witness or if I just paid for the verification for the Jeff Loeb. I'm not sure. I know I did other books. If you watched my previous videos, I did do a Batman 608 where I did have witnesses for that, but I don't think I had a witness for this. I think I actually just paid for the verification. So let's see how we did and if we got a grade bump or not. Nope, stayed the same, but we ended up adding Jeff Loeb to this. So it's still a really nice collectible. It's just not where I want it to be. And one thing I've noticed on the orders that I've been getting back these last few videos is I'm getting grader's notes on 9.6s. So that is a change at CGC. I have not noticed anybody talking about that, but I'm getting grader's notes on everything other than 9.8s, unless it was a signed book. Signed books, the notes are who signed the book, but not about the condition because it's already a 9.8. So I will go in there, I will take a look at the notes and see what I'm still missing on this. I mean, this, man, I don't know what the problem with this is, but I know before I did not have any grader's notes, but I'm hoping this time I will. And as you can see, we've got the JSA verified signatures up here at the top. It's still a really good collectible. It got a little bit better because we added that second signature, but still a little disappointed in that. Let me take a look. Yeah. I paid for authenticating the autographs on here. I didn't pay for a witness, mostly because that fee for the witness, you actually end up paying the artist or the creator even more for the signature. If they know you're going to get the book JSA'd or, CGC'd, then they end up charging you more. So I was going to pay for that one way or the other. And just to make life a lot easier, I just went ahead and paid for the verification on this one. All right, the other book right here was a really nice book, but I was really unhappy with the grade. I thought it was, I mean, I didn't pay a lot for this, but I thought this was it was better than the 9.2, I believe I got. Much better than that. So I cracked it out. I had no problem cracking out this. It is New Mutants number 87, the first appearance of Cable. Now, I got this book from Very Gary off of YouTube. I was watching one of his one of his Whatnot shows a year ago. Picked this up for a really decent price. I thought it was a really nice copy. But I sent it in to the Rob Liefeld signing over a year ago. Got this back, got a 9.2, was not happy with it. And I decided, okay, we got the Baltimore Comic-Con coming up. I've got some time. I'm going to clean and press this book just like I did that other one. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get a grade bump on this. But what's funny was I was going to take this and I was going to take and get Fabian Yetza, I can't pronounce his name. I was going to get him to sign this because I was convinced he wrote this, but he didn't. Now, he was at Baltimore Comic-Con, but I'd already cracked it open. And then when I double-checked, actually Louise Simonson wrote this here. So she's at Baltimore Comic-Con, so I ended up getting Louise Simonson to sign that. And by the way, we'll go back on that Jim Lee 609 on Batman there. We'll see. I'll show you the signatures. I realized I didn't show that to you because here is the Rob Liefeld signature from a year ago. And Louise Simonson actually signed right below him right there. It's a little hard to see, but she signed it right there. Now, obviously what I did was once I cracked these open, you lose that witness verification. So thankfully with them now, JSA working with CGC, JSA can verify these signatures. So I went ahead and paid for the verification again on this, and I went ahead and paid for the verification on that one as well. Let's see if we can get a grade bump off of the 9.2 or not. We'll see how we do on this. Let's see how we did. Ooh! That's a 2 grade bump right there. It came up from a 9.2 to a 9.6. That is a great improvement. And like I said, I probably will get grader's notes this time. And I'll be quite honest, I honestly thought I was going to get a grade deduction on this because one of the things I've been going through this last year and a half is that I ended up breaking my tack iron. The one I had been using for so long. It's a Hanger 9. It was great. I love that thing. And I accidentally stepped on the cord one day and it went flying and it broke the head off of the iron. And being able to replace that has been almost impossible. So I ended up picking up a different tack iron. I don't like it as much. And it has 2 settings that one's warm enough probably, but the other one is super hot. And I knew that some of the problems that I've been actually causing in my own books themselves is lingering a little too long on the spines down here, especially at the bottom, because that is usually where it is further away from me when I'm doing the tack iron. And I have found that I have actually lingered a little bit too long there and caused a little bit of color loss. And this book suffered from that just a little bit. And I could have sworn, okay, just go through this, get it over with, get your lower grade. It's going to come down from a 9.2. Just get it over with. And luckily they didn't. We got a 9.6. So let me show you something real quick here. I had done the custom X-Men label on this before. You can see we went from that right there to a 9.6. Now, one thing to note is that on these new JSA verified labels, they do not do custom labels on this yet. I look for them to be able to change that soon because I would love to get, obviously, I really didn't need an X-Men one up here, but at the time I was submitting one order for a couple of Rob Liefeld books, and I did a couple different labels. I had one other book in there as well, and I didn't know what to do on this one, so I went ahead and just did the X-Men one. So that's no real great loss on there, but we went from 9.2 white pages to 9.6 white pages. That is a great grade bump, and honestly, that's really good. Looking forward to reading the grader's notes on that. Man, that right there, this came up to the point now where I want to keep this. At a 9.2, I wasn't too happy with it, and I would have been glad to part with it. But as a 9.6, plus adding Louis Simonson to this really is a very nice collectible now. Let's go back real quick, and I'll show you the signatures on the Jeff Loeb. Oh, you can see them right there. There's Jim Lee, and there's Jeff Loeb right there in silver. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I will... when I do the editing on this, I will try to go back and read what the grader's notes were on this, or are on this, and I will put them on there, and I'll let you know what the defect is. And so you can see we went from a 9.4 to a 9.4. And I don't know how you guys feel about having a witnessed yellow label versus the JSA verified yellow label, but I come from the world of sports autographs, and honestly, JSA is one of the giants in the authentication business. We have worked with them in my sports card side of my life. I have worked directly with JSA for a number of years, getting sports autographs verified, and no problems whatsoever. Always had a good relationship with JSA. This right here, when they came over to CGC, though, I mean, I don't have any problems with it, but you guys will have to let me know what you think about that. If you trust someone to verify your signature or not, guys, just leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know about that. Let me know what you think about the books that I got signed, and what do you think about my results today and how I did. And if you enjoy this kind of content, definitely hit that like, slap the subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any of the episodes that I put out each and every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. All right, guys, we've got one more CGC unboxing. At the filming of this right here, that order, it's a very nice 9-book vintage order. It is in the middle of grading and encapsulation. I'm looking forward to getting that in, because every one of those books is a key book. Looking forward to getting that back and see how I did on some older books like that. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know when that's going to come in, but I will be coming up shortly, I'm sure. Anyway, guys, take care. Have a great day. And remember, every comic has a story.